Hello, I'm Dave with Mortgage Solutions of Georgia, and today we're going to talk about the loan process a little bit. There are 5 main steps, to break it down in its simplest terms, of obtaining a home loan. The 5 main steps are the pre-approval process, the finding a home process, the documentation process, followed by the underwriting process, and then finally it all consummates with the actual closing. For this particular video, we're going to talk about step number 1, which is pre-approval. So you've made the decision to buy a house. First and foremost, that's a great decision, because at Mortgage Solutions we really believe that you should buy a house as soon as you're able to. It's just a smart investment, it's a long-term investment, and at the end of the day, owning is better than renting. So you've made the decision, and now it comes down to the pre-approval process. Pre-approval is a very important and critical step, and it's important to do that and make that a first step prior to looking at any homes. There's nothing worse than going about this the wrong way, which would be, I'm going to go and on the weekend we're going to look at some homes, I'm going to find my dream house, I'm going to fall in love with it, I'm envisioning my new kitchen and where I'm placing my furniture, and then I'm going to get pre-approved the following week, only to find out that you're actually not going to be able to buy that dream home. Pre-approval is a critical step, because what pre-approval allows us to do, it allows us to do a couple of things, frankly, but the first thing that, and the most obvious thing that it allows us to do, is to determine, are you able to buy? And some of the things that we look at on the pre-approval status would be, your credit standing, your assets, your income. Do you make enough money to qualify for, what type of house that you're looking for? But the most important question that we will ask you during the pre-approval process is, what is a comfortable, affordable monthly mortgage payment for you to make? A lot of people will call in and they ask me, well, Dave, how much can I get approved for? And I always have to correct them and say, it's as irrelevant to me of how much you can actually get approved for. What's more important is, what is a comfortable, manageable monthly payment for you to be paying for a duration of time? Because that's the way a mortgage loan works. So it's not nearly as important as how much you can get approved for. It's much more important to know what is a comfortable monthly mortgage payment for you to make. Because at the end of the day, you know your finances better than us. Yes, we're going to look at your credit report, and we're going to see all of the debts that you've ever had for a lifetime. But understand, there are certain debts that don't show up on a credit report. If you have 2 or 3 kids, kids are expensive. And activities for the kids, those are all things that don't show up on a credit report. So at the end of the day, the question that you need to answer in your mind is, what's an affordable monthly payment for me to make for an extended period of time? The other thing pre-approval lets us do is, okay, so now you're pre-approved, we know that you can get a loan. What type of loan? There's many types of mortgage loans on the market. All types of government-backed loans, such as FHA, such as conventional loan products, lender-paid mortgage insurance products, VA loans, USDA loans, reverse mortgages, all different types of home loans. What we need to do is have the discussion of, what is the best loan product for you to be in? What is the best loan product that's going to meet you and your family's short-term goals and long-term goals? So now we've discovered that you are able to buy. Then we've done some research and had the discussion, and we've educated you up on all your different loan programs and the types of options that you may have. But typically after we do that, there's one clear front runner for a loan program that we're going to go with. And once we've selected the loan program, then we move on to, okay, you've already told me that you're comfortable with a $1,000 a month mortgage payment. And that's the top of your threshold where you want to go at. So then what we can do is we can take that information and we can actually say, okay, if you want to be around $1,000 or under, you need to be looking at this price range of home from, say, $160 to, $130, and here are going to be what your estimated mortgage payments are going to be at different sales prices. What this allows us to do is to it makes the time spent with your realtor that much better, okay? Because then we can have a very targeted search parameter for homes that are going to meet your price range and your budget. Some of our clients say, well, I'd like to stay at $1,000 a month, and that might get them a $160,000 home, but then they go out and they find this $200,000 home that they love and they got to have. And we try to avoid that if we can, because if you say from the onset, my budget's $1,000, it's really important to stick around whatever your budgeted amount is and try to work within that price range. So pre-approval for us does a lot of different things. It should definitely be your first stop. And what pre-approval does is it lets us know, are you able to buy a house? What type of mortgage loan financing are we going to be using? What type of loan program? What kind of down payment requirement is going to be required of you? What your monthly mortgage payments are going to be? And what kind of price range that we should be looking at in order to purchase a home? So that's step number one. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about finding a property, which is step number two.